Hello and welcome to the Nuclear Reactor, and today we will be reacting to What If Goku Was Female Part 3. I'm back, guys. I'll try to be out, I'm gonna make sure at least once a week with videos, or one video a week at least, because my schedule is still very busy, but I have missed y'all and wanted to get back out here doing these videos by Masako. So, I hope y'all enjoy them, and here we go.
Does Vegeta have the ability to take on the Breakfast Club of Combat?
Oh, and yeah, the service I use now finally gave us the ability to pause the videos, video, so that we can talk in between and not have to talk over the video and we end up missing parts, like has happened in the past with some of my videos that y'all got mad at me about because I accidentally talked over a part and missed it. So now, if I want to talk, I can just pause the video and keep going. Let's go.
Hey guys, MasakoX here. It's time for another one of those what ifs, and quite honestly, it's one of the hard ifs I found the hardest one to actually get right. But having said that though, having actually managed to conquer it somewhat has been a pretty delightful journey. All of this with only one change in a certain character. And that is, of course, what would have happened had Goku been born female. Now, every time I start one of these videos, I have to stress that we are not going to go down the road of least resistance and just over-sexualize Goku and make her really weak or make her really skinny, because that's just not right. Thanks to the artwork from Trevor Malik, we managed to make Goku look really tough and also just keep the spirit of Goku whilst also changing it somewhat. In this story, the female Goku has proven to be just as capable as the male counterpart in the original story.
Good.
In fact, you could argue that she has actually done more than the original to instill a really good, strong sense of camaraderie amongst her friends and allies, even though Piccolo's been put on the periphery, but still, everyone else is intact. Thanks to her greater relationship with Bulma, Goku has actually been able to adapt her social skills and improve and actually integrate with people instead of just being somewhat of a loner. And it means also that Chi-Chi never stopped fighting. She continued to prove herself and want to be...
Yes, that would be very important, because then she could actually be a part of the Z Fighters. She would become stronger and maybe even on par with, not obviously more powerful than Yamcha, because anybody's more powerful than Yamcha, but on par with Krillin and such. So that would be very important. That's interesting.
A rival for Goku to show what she can do, as well as fighting for her own clan. And the rest of the Z Fighters, you know, Yamcha, Krillin, Tenshinhan, Chiaotzu, they were all keen to keep up with Goku as well, and they all became firm friends and stayed in contact with one another all the time, instead of just disappearing for 5 years and then coming back with a kid. In the last part, we got to where Vegeta and Nappa had arrived on Earth and were ready to duke it out with them. They were able to get the surprise attack on the beings, and instead of being able to just go around the city or fight in a random wasteland, we're taking the fight all the way up to the lookout, or at least the initial part of it. Instead of just getting Nappa to just do everything for him right from the start, he's keen to learn the identity of the mysterious Saiyan woman that compromised Raditz, and immediately he assumes that it might have been Chi-Chi. Either that, or it was just some complete figment of his own imagination, because hello class Saiyan, and a female of all things, don't make me laugh. And yeah, we've not really resorted to it that much in this story, but Vegeta is shown to be very, very wrong in this part. He begins to patronize
and anti-feminist masculinist. Yeah, that's it. Apparently seems to be very masculinist, which is not a good trait. It should be, honestly, there shouldn't be feminist or masculinist. It should be equal, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now.
Chi-Chi a lot before Goku actually steps up and announces that it was her that did the deed against her own brother. Vegeta can sense the seriousness in her tone and believes her right from the start, and actually shows some kind of respect. I mean, it's very, very small, but it is there. Even with Vegeta's assurances, Nappa still doesn't believe him and decides to turn on his scouter to prove everybody wrong and himself right. And his confidence quickly fades. First up, we got Yamcha, 3,500. Then there's Tenshinhan, 3,800.
Really?
Then there's Krillin, also 3,800. Chi-Chi, 3,600.
Okay.
And even tiny Chaozu has a power level of 1500. And as for Goku, that's
Aw, there's someone weaker than Yamcha. Damn it.
stretch 4000. And that is exactly the same as Nappa's power. And that does shake the big Saiyan lug. And if we remember from the original story, that was when Goku was suppressing their power. Yeah, Goku's more powerful than that, even in this story. Vegeta looks to Nappa, who's looking naturally shaken. But Vegeta decides to really turn the screw. Problem, Nappa? Are these guys giving you a bit of trouble? Do you want me to fix it for you? Nappa tries to put on a brave face and says that he's going to use the Cybermen to try and test their might to see if they're even worth fighting. But yeah, Vegeta doesn't believe a word of it, and I think Nappa knows it, but he's gonna do it anyway because these fools don't know how they work. The 6 Cybermen begin to sprout, and actually we have a situation where all 6 of the Breakfast Club of Combat can fight one Cyberman. So it's actually fair.
I actually forgot about that. The Breakfast Club of Combat. That's funny. I love that term.
But they don't need to worry about too much because the power level of 1200 from the Cybermen means that they are dispatched relatively easily. Even Chaozu's able to take his one on and actually best it before Vegeta blasts that Cyberman out of disgust. And hey, the biggest benefit out of all of this? Yamcha survives. Chaozu's actually getting
How
rather
is that a
foolish and just saying,
benefit?
"Hey, you took my kill!" and is trying to go for Vegeta, but Ten Shinhan holds him back. Nappa feels a little scared, but still believes that his Saiyan elite skills will be enough to best their primitive knowledge of fighting. He powers up, but unfortunately, the others don't, because they don't need to. They are able to actually make light work of Nappa, besting him relatively quickly. Kinda like how Goku did in the original story against Nappa. Vegeta looks on as his right-hand man is being obliterated. Does he help him? No. Sink or swim. Nappa can sense this and just curses Vegeta for not helping him. They power up to Kaioken ×2 in unison and charge up a Kamehameha that sends Nappa flying up into the upper atmosphere and out into space and vaporized. Now before we continue, I'd just like to say that this video is supported by the good people over at NordVPN. In all my years on the World Wide Web, I have noticed the internet changing and it's become much more dangerous over time. I myself have been hit by internet fraud, and I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. But then I discovered NordVPN and its diverse range of security options. Protect your internet browsing from ad bots and malicious hackers using military-grade encryption technology from a choice of over 60 countries. You can also protect yourself using the Android and iOS.
Yeah, look into that because my phone is massively virused right now, or malware, I guess it would be, because iPhones supposedly can't get viruses, but somehow it has, I guess, malware, and it glitches out. Apps randomly shut down. My browser shuts down or locks down every once in a while. So look into that if you need it.
Apps, which is so useful. Whenever I'm using hotel Wi-Fi that is open, I'm protected in just 2 taps. If you use my link nordvpn.com/Masako right now, you can get 77% off a 3-year plan with them and get 30 days to try it out. Don't like it? Don't worry about it. You get your money back. But try to make the most of it because this offer won't last long. Start protecting your internet experience today with 77% off a 3-year plan by going to nordvpn.com/MASAKO. Now back to the video. When the smoke clears, the damage has been done to the lookout, but one Saiyan is down. Vegeta has been observing their techniques, but doesn't seem really fazed despite the additional numbers being greater than Nappa's and in theory greater than his own. But he's okay with it, because Vegeta is very smart when it comes to this. He has seen their power, and all he has to do is just divide and conquer. And without warning, he flies into Goku, slamming her off the lookout and down towards the ground. It's bought Vegeta enough time to be able to do what he does best: pest control. With a quick burst of energy, he is able to kill Chaozu, which is the perfect diversion for Ten Shinhan, and then he too gets hit and paralyzed, which puts him out of commission. Almost immediately, 2 of them are down. Krillin is left horrified and stock still as Yamcha and Chi-Chi are trying to pick up the pieces and do what they can to stop Vegeta destroying anyone else, and waiting for Goku to return. They are pushing themselves to the limit. Yamcha and Chi-Chi have no choice but to use Kaioken times 3, with King Kai screaming in their minds, "Don't do it! You're gonna tear yourself apart!"
I really should have watched my previous video, or at least watched part 2 of this beforehand, because it's been 3 months since I reacted to part 2. I totally forgot they trained with King Kai and they all learned Kaioken together. Of course, damn it. That makes so much sense.
Too late. Chi-Chi's and Yamcha's bodies give out. They are left contorting and bleeding out, writhing in agony on the ground. Mid-flight, they just careen into a nearby bed, knocking over trees, rubble, everything, with Vegeta just smirking. You don't know when to quit. Vegeta is just laughing as he slowly walks towards Krillin, with Krillin sending out blast after blast after blast, trying to slow the prince down, but it's doing nothing against him. Not even with Kaioken times 2. And he doesn't try to use it for that long because King Kai says, "You're not going to use that again! I've lost too many people with that!" Vegeta prepares the finishing blast that will destroy Krillin. But wait, he senses something on his scouter. It's a power coming towards him, which is increasing, higher and higher and higher, and then it's destroyed. Scouter's gone. A being cloaked in a red aura is gazing ferociously at him. It's Goku. She's back.
Oh, that's cool illustration.
She can
Hold on. That's a cool illustration of her.
sense that her comrades have fallen. Chaozu is gone. Tenshin Han is out of commission. Chi-Chi and Yamcha, they're pretty much dying. And Krillin left absolutely mortified. And that does not go down well with this Saiyan. She used Kaioken times 4 to get back up to the lookout, but it still wasn't fast enough to help her friends. Without a word, Goku pulls out the bag of sensu beans and walks over to her friends, giving each of them a bean. Instead of using this finishing blast against Krillin, he then whips it round to head towards Goku, but yeah, she effortlessly deflects it. Vegeta then exclaims that she should turn around and fight like a Saiyan. As Goku's giving the last of the sensu beans, she just turns around and says, "Not like this. Not here." Goku then heads off and punches Vegeta in the gut, like he did with her, sending him flying down to the ground and away from the lookout. Krillin is stunned. He stammers out his thanks towards Goku as she powers down temporarily. She turns to Krillin, eating a sensu bean for herself, and thanks Krillin for buying enough time to at least try and get everybody away from here. But Krillin is protesting that they're a team. They should fight together. Just wait a moment. Let
Sit your ass down, Krillin.
everyone try and recover and fight as a unit again. The bloodlust inside of her mind, the Saiyan spirit, is rising. She is going to finish off Vegeta herself. She then gives Krillin a small hug before telling him to take them all to Kami House and then flying away. Instead of doing that, though, Krillin is just left blushing. Vegeta then comes to, buried in a huge amount of rubble,
Like I said, sit your ass down, Krillin.
having landed, cursing the low-class wretch that did this to him. Goku then lands shortly after, telling him that what he did to her friends was unforgivable, and that he is going to die by her hand. As Vegeta is laughing at this quaint little spiel that he's heard before, he then gets a roundhouse kick by a certain green man. Piccolo has arrived. A bit too late, but he's still arrived. And if you're thinking that Vegeta should have been able to sense that, remember, he's got no scouter, and at this time, he can't sense energy. Goku looks up over to Piccolo, but isn't happy to see him. She is disappointed and somewhat angry that he didn't actually do his bit. If he were there up on the lookout, Chaozu would still be alive, and all of this would not have had to happen. Piccolo then states that he is not their friend, and he could sense what was going on, and he thought it would be best not to get involved when things started to go south. The two of them are then left arguing as Vegeta comes to and plans a desperation tactic, the Powerball. He then transforms into the mighty Ozaru, a huge monolithic creature, 10 times stronger than he was before. Not even Goku at Kaioken times 4 in
And this time they don't have Gohan to transform as well. And she doesn't have her tail anymore. Interesting.
this story can handle that. Goku and Piccolo now have to band together to make sure they're not crushed. Eventually, though, Goku is caught and crushed to the level of paralysis. Sensing that this low-class Saiyan is now powerless to stop him, he just lets her go, and she falls to the ground. Piccolo then tries to stop him, making up for lost time, but he's just swatted away like a gnat. Because remember, Piccolo didn't train with everyone else, so his power level is still the same as it was in the original Saiyan saga. As Vegeta's going in for their kill, ready to stomp Goku down, he stops. Something's gone wrong. Something isn't right. He turns around and looks down and notices that his tail's missing. Oh no. Krillin is there, having used the Destructo Disc, and so is everyone else, with of course the exception of Chaozu. But everyone else from the Breakfast Club of Combat is here.
I love that.
To stop Vegeta. Goku asks weakly why they didn't just run for their lives, but Krillin reminds her, they're a team. They're not gonna leave her in the lurch. Now slightly weakened, and without his ace in the hole, the Breakfast Club of Combat is more than capable of taking him down. They power up to Kaioken ×2 and just simply pound Vegeta into the dust. With Vegeta out cold and on the brink of death, Krillin then motions to get out the bag of senzu beans to use the last one on Goku. But it's not there. The bag's gone. Oh no, he left it on the lookout. And with Goku out of commission, what are they gonna do? He's gonna
Krillin fucked up.
bleed out or something. This might be permanent damage. They don't know about senzu beans and this kind of level of power. Oh my god, Krillin's now in a panic. Vegeta then wakes up, coughing and spluttering. He knows that he's about to head off to the next dimension alongside Nappa, but he feels like he can do something to try and disrupt the flow. Chi-Chi and Piccolo then round on him as they can hear and sense this power awakening. It's very faint, but it's there. With the last of his energy, he then shoots 2 ki blasts from his hands, and Piccolo gets the full force in his chest, with Chi-Chi being slightly injured, grazing her arm. That was my parting gift. So much for your little club. And then he dies. The entire gang is now in disarray, with Goku falling into unconsciousness again, everyone really just knowing what to do. And that's where we're going to leave things for now. So what do you guys think? Do you think our team will be able to recover from this? Or do you think Vegeta will make a return? Leave a comment below, and let's get this discussion going. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later.
I'm sure they can recover from that, but I don't know if Vegeta will be back, because he just died, and who's going to wish his ass back? Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that, and as for that video, if there's any other ones y'all want me to react to that I can put in the lineup for the following weeks, let me know if there's any different theories by Masako or anything that y'all want me to react to, and I'd really appreciate knowing those that I haven't yet, because I love his stuff, and I'm glad I can finally do reactions again on here. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Anyway, see y'all later. Peace.